Hey, we got a surprise visit. It's my boy Yoru! Alright, let's get this guy going. Let's go. Attacking a site. This flash is absolutely insane. You can throw it anywhere along the backside of the wall, close to the barrels, and it won't blind you, it'll blind the enemy. If you throw the flash, your teammates can push up and they can aggressively attack that angle. It'll land right about there and it'll flash anybody that's trying to retake site, anybody that's sitting under rafters, or anybody that wants to be on top of rafters. They have nowhere to go for cover. Everybody's forced to swing back. This flash is outstanding as well. I put this in my teaser video. Flashes under, flashes rafters, flashes people retaking the site. It's just overall probably the best flash you can throw as Yoru. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it, you got it. Blind. Blind. You want to take a guess what happens next? It's blind. There's nothing you can do. That flash is okay, but there's one you can do a little bit better. You can line up here, carefully place your crosshair there, and it'll flash downward. A little bit more surprising to the enemy's eyes. Very nice flash. When you're using your TP, you can just barely put it here and it'll actually travel over the line and into sight. And you can supplement that TP with this flash and this flash. And boom, you're on site. You're not exposed to anyone back site, and you can aggressively take map control with your team. Practice this flash. It's a great one. It lands right here. Bounces off that wall and lands on the back side. So let's look at this TP again. Covers all of that corner on site. It's going to make a ton of noise and it's going to distract anybody that's sitting on site. They're not going to be able to focus and they can't hear noise cues as well. That flash I just showed you lands right out there, and it flashes anybody pushed all the way back here, anybody that's watching this angle, and it also works on the other side. It's a great flash as you're pushing up to site. If you line up right here and you pop it, it'll pop right next to the green box and only flash the right side of site. It'll pop right here and it'll only flash right side. Does not flash anybody on the left, so your team can push up from this side. It's honestly a pretty good flash. This one took me a long time to get, so be careful with it. Sometimes it'll mess up, but once you have this mastered, it's a great flash. It pops right on 410, and it'll blind anybody that's sitting in the retake position for A site, as well as anybody like up in rafters maybe, like anybody opping here or with a vandal, and it'll kill anybody that's sitting in this one and done spot. They have to back up. If you want a TP to distract people, you can do this slowly progressing TP that pushes slowly through sight, and it hits all three parts. Very distracting TP. It'll turn some heads and people have to run after it to destroy it. When you are TPing into spawn, it's honestly the best thing I've ever seen. They can't even, the enemy can't see it even if they jump. They cannot see the TP. They have to physically climb up into your spawn to see it. So you can push up into sight, TP, and then watch the flank for your team. It's great. If you want to do footsteps for post plant, you can do it like that, and it'll stop right by the box. Make it seem like you're creeping up once they tap it, and you can sit in the back. Alright, let's look at mid. That TP is great. It'll turn heads. Anybody that's looking there is going to turn to the right and not watch what they're supposed to be watching. And anybody in heaven has to physically turn in a really bad angle to try to destroy it or watch it. This TP works just as well for kitchen. You can barely see it. You have to get in the 4-meter range to see it. They have to follow it, destroy it, or they're going to give a call out and it'll distract the team and make them over-rotate maybe. Keep that in mind. So they're going to give a call out or something like that. You could do the same thing with A. Line this up here, and you can throw these flashes. That one's great. This one is really hard, but that one is phenomenal. It flashes downward on the TP. You can strafe TP, and it'll jump over the railing over here. and it'll float into their spawn. You can supplement that with a flash through the railing, and it'll really keep the enemies bamboozled on what you're doing. They're gonna hear the TP in the spawn but not see it, and they're gonna either have to listen for it, wait for it, or creep up into their own spawn with their backs turned to you to watch it. The same thing can happen with this TP. People that are rotating through will not see it at all. They're gonna hear it, not gonna know what to do about it. They have to be in this circle to finally see it. So another thing you can do is you can strafe TP, like so, jump over the railing, and then you can flash it as soon as you hear someone rushing up the railing, and you can go behind them like that. These flashes get you from kitchen onto B site pretty effectively. Great flashes to do. Alright, let's go to B. If you flash too high, it won't work, so flash low. Flash low. Look at that. The flash pops right on that point. And people that are watching this angle are going to get inadvertently flashed by that. It's a great flash because they don't even expect it. You can send your TP straight and flash straight to just bait out the enemy and get yellow control. Because yellow control is really crucial with Yoru. You could throw this TP and throw this flash. This is outstanding. The flash gets the TP to the opposite side of yellow. You flash and then you creep up behind them. It's a very risky play, but it'll work. Alright, now it's time to show you the ultimate lineup on Icebox. Just kidding, we're gonna do some flashes. So, Yoru has so much power when he's behind yellow. If you flash kitchen, if you flash to the right off that building, or you can throw the flash all the way down and flash B back. Like, there's a lot of flash combinations you can do from yellow. You can flash it here, flash B back. You turn it a bit to the right, and you flash lower kitchen, or you can flash higher kitchen. Like, there's a bunch of different combos. This flash is crazy good for taking site control. Alright, now I'm going to show you. So once the TP hits the wall, you flash on the lantern. Then you look up and flash on top of that building. TP. So the first flash does snowman, and the second flash does CT. Snowman, CT. And then before it hits the wall, you TP. You do a running TP. Don't wait until it hits the back wall. That flash is outstanding for pushing up on site. For post plant, if you can get up there, that's a great spot to hold. You pop up. If you know the enemy is there, you can manipulate their noise cues like this. You gotta make sure you know where your enemies are though, when you're doing something like this. You TP, you can bait out footsteps to make them think they know where you TP to, but at the end of the day, they don't. It's a great way to play for time in post plant. You can do a very simple TP to this corner in burrito, and it's gonna create a lot of chaos for the enemy team. They're gonna hear it, not see it. They're gonna look around and not be able to do anything about it, unless they fully swing the corner and get peeked by your whole team. And so I think this TP is great for post plant. You put it down, put footsteps down by it, and then you can flash the footsteps, make the footstep noise so that they think that you TP'd when you really didn't. I think that's great. Also, you can mix it up. Make sure to mix it up. Sometimes below, sometimes above, so that they never know exactly where you TP to. You can also delay your TP so it charges at them as they're defusing the bomb. And then you can flash, just to really mess with their head and their noise cues. You can throw the opposite side of yellow and then swing. That's another way you can do it. You can also throw this running TP and then tightly flash and swing. That's another way you can do it. These TPs are also great for lurking. You want to start lurking and then TP to catch up with your team. So you're mid, and then you can TP to B. Alright, let's talk about ults. With A ults, you can just ring around the rosy and pick off any locations for your team, and then TP the hell out of there. Simple, effective. For mid, you can do the same thing. You can creep up, maybe show a presence on A a little bit to throw them off, TP back. And guess what? Same thing for B. You can TP right after you clear out all these tight angles right here. This is a great way to use his ultimate, is clearing out all of that tight angle by being yellow. Alright, the defense guide is coming out soon. If you learned something, subscribe.